guys! As you may be able to tell from the title of this video, I am doing a reading vlog which will be spanning over the next 7 days, and I hope to be reading about 4 books, which I will be showing you in a minute. But first we need to go to previous me from today, who unboxed one of these books. So I'll let previous me unbox it, and then I'll tell you all of the other books that I have for my tentative TBR this week. I got a really exciting package in the mail like half an hour ago, so I'm going to open it with you guys because I'm so excited for what's in here. I've been waiting for it since like April, and that was like not really satisfying. I hate it when these packages don't open in one go. I'm probably making this more difficult than it needs to be. Got there eventually, and I got Apprentice to the Villain. I like pre-ordered this the second I finished the first one, Assistant to the Villain, but I am really excited to read this. Okay, so as you just saw, I am going to be reading Apprentice to the Villain, which is the second one to Assistant to the Villain. And if you don't know what Assistant to the Villain was about, it's basically about Evie, who meets the villain in the woods, and she becomes the assistant to the villain. So now she's become the apprentice to the villain. So I am extremely excited to see how she's going to do this, because honestly I feel like this book is going to be amazing. If it doesn't live up to the hype that I've like built up around it, I'm going to be extremely sad, but I am hyped. Enough rambling from me, on to the next book. The next book that I have on my TBR finish reading is A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the second one in the Blood and Ash series, a fantasy romance book. I thoroughly enjoyed the first book. I think I gave that a 5 stars. This book, definitely enjoying it, but it's not as good as the first book. Hawk and Poppy, I love them. Currently I am wanting to kill Hawk, and Poppy is getting on my nerves, and there's like a lot of repetition going on. So then you go, finally we've like solved this issue, and then they backtrack about 10 steps. Kind of annoying, but I really like the characters, so I don't mind too much. If I don't finish this one in this video, you have permission to yell at me in the comments. The same goes for Lee's Violent Delight Story by Chloe Gong, and it's basically a Romeo and Juliet retelling, I believe, but it takes place in Shanghai between 2 rival gangs, and they like have to solve this mystery to like keep their city safe. I've been reading this since April, so I'm going to finish this in this video as well. Moving on from that one, we have the second one, which is Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. I just want to finish the duet in this video. This is my tentative TBR for this video, forced TBR for this video. As much as I'd really like to get into this one, I need to at least finish one of these 2 before I can actually start that one. I am going to start or continue reading A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. Read probably just only a couple of chapters this evening because it's like 9:15. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's 9:15 currently. So I could probably only read about 1 chapter realistically before I go to bed. I'd ideally like to finish this before about 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'll see. finish this book yesterday by 1:30. Did not happen. I finished it today at about 1 o'clock. I know it took longer than I wanted it to, but we're here now. I finished it. I'd say that's a win. The last 100 pages are way better than like the first 450, but that's not to say that the first 450 pages were bad. It was just a lot of repeating dialogue. There was definitely a ton of important information to the world building. There was definitely a ton of interesting conversations. It was just, we had some conversations like multiple times, and I was like, dude, we've already gone over this, we've already resolved it, why are we doing it again? That was a bit annoying, but I love the characters. I didn't particularly mind too much. It was slightly annoying, but not enough for me to like stop reading it. Last 100 pages, action packed. It was so good. I flew through those last 100 pages, and I definitely want to know what happens next. So I am excited to pick up the next one. I read Apprentice to the Villain because I'm honestly way more excited to read this one. I am slightly terrified, just purely and simply I've been hyping this book up so much that I'm terrified it's not actually going to live up to the hype that I've put up to it. So I really hope it's as good as I want it to be, otherwise I'm going to be so mad. And I also know it's going to end on a cliffhanger, and that we're going to have to wait ages before the third book comes out. I don't want to wait that long. So yeah, I'm having a bit of mixed emotions before reading the book. I'll update you when I have something to update. Okay, so changing the scenery, but I was just looking at the cover of this book and just look at it. His little Kingsley, I really wonder what he did to get himself into the shackles with a little uh-oh sign. He doesn't look particularly happy. I'm curious to see what happened to him. And also, I'm not too sure if you can read those, but like the little, hold up, the little, on the books there's titles, and they're so fitting. There's like, your villain error and how to enter it, plotting 101, evil for beginners, so you want to do bad things, now what? And like, there's something here, but I'm with poisons, and my favourite, murder and mayhem. There's so many like titles that are just, I love it. And then also there's like a spider's web that says villains rule, and it's just, I really like it. I just finished reading Apprentice to the Villain. The ending. The ending. I need the next book to come like as soon as possible. I need to know what happens. Genuinely, I need to know what happens. I'm giving it 5 stars. It was so good. I really cannot wait for the next one. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, and I am pre-ordering it immediately when I can. I need it. Please be released soon. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so I completely forgot to do an outro or like wrap up to the end of this video. So future me from like a week in the future, coming to you to actually end out the video. I know I said I wanted to read like 3-4 books in this video. I only actually managed to read like 1.5, I'd say. So we finished reading A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and we read Apprentice to the Villain. I have given you my thoughts and feelings on Apprentice to the Villain. 5 stars. I still stand by that. 5 stars. I really want the next one to come out like yesterday. I enjoyed it so much, and that's honestly what I base my ratings on, is how much I enjoyed a book. I don't really look at like the writing style, but like sometimes the writing style does impact it, because if the writing style is really bad, it is going to get a lesser rating, because I just don't enjoy it as much. But basically my ratings are purely on how much I enjoyed it. It has nothing to do with like how good the plot was, or like the plot holes, or how well it was written, all that kind of stuff. It's just purely how much I enjoyed it. So I stand by the fact that this is 5 stars. That will not be changing. And then we also finished reading A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I have given this book a 4.75 stars. I would have given it a 5 stars, but pretty much this chunk of the book was just repetitive, and only this kind of had action packed in it pretty much. But I love the characters, I love the world building and all of that, so purely I enjoyed it. So 4.75 is just, I just wish there was slightly more variety in this book. But other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you don't mind like reading like a longer series, I haven't actually finished reading this, but honestly so far I would actually recommend this. These are the books that I've read in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.